1, find key. Check. Step 2, take things apart. Not check. Let's do that now. Tools needed for this project. These. A couple extensions, a 10mm pipe wrench, and a burnt 12mm. Actually, I have no idea if that's right. But the first things were right. Let's check the 12 and see if it's right. 12 does appear to be correct to take off the master cylinder from the brake booster. So 10mm and 12mm, and that should be it. And if that clip is acting stupid, then maybe a flathead screwdriver. But let's get started. Let's rip off this dirty little plug thingy right here, if it'll come off. All right. Gross. Probably gonna hit that with some electrical grease. Either way, that's all we have left. I have a non-ABS car, and those I want to say are 10mm nuts, something like that. Either way, for these, I'm gonna guess 12, but let's find out. They've been removed. That was relatively easy because I loosened them the other day. Thank you, 10mm pipe wrench, whatever you want to call it, line wrench. Either way, next is gonna be that bolt and that bolt. Then it should come right off, I hope. Can I remove it with one hand? Probably. But of course there's a line that still doesn't want to come out. Little turd. Alright, I win! Crusty. Gross. Sorry, environment. Let's compare. That is clearly original. Nissan, Japan. Hooray. It says "it" on it. Oh well, I'm already making it dirty with my freaking cockapoo hands. Oops. Let's sand off that surface and hope I don't have to put a brake booster in this thing, because that looks bad. Hold on. Get y'all in there with a close look at how dirty it is. Great. A wild mancock has appeared while I'm putting things back on. We're almost done. This is extremely easy to bleed, or to replace the fluid. All you do is dry this out with like a paper towel or whatever, or a funnel, or not a funnel, a turkey baster, or some kind of pump to get the fluid out of here. I recommend just sticking 3 paper towels in it and absorbing the fluid. After you do that, you go down here to the passenger side. Hopefully I can get to it from here. Anyways, it's like right here. You're going to take an 8mm wrench and you're just going to loosen that little nozzle nipple looking thing, and if you don't give a shit about the environment, you dump brake fluid all over the ground. But if you do, you find it in a little catch can. I did, it's right there. And you basically have someone in the car push the clutch in a few times, and why will the light not work? There we go. You have them push the clutch in and out a few times, and you replace this fluid as necessary, and you keep an eye on the fluid down bottom while the thing is still open. And whenever you start spitting out clear fluid, you should be done. You tighten it back up, fill this thing back up to full, and get out, and you should have a clutch. But we're going to find out if that actually works here now. Back in the 240, I haven't started it up yet. Let's see if I have a clutch. We're also going to take it for a drive, and we're going to figure out what else this car might need. Safety first. Also, that right here, which is my other seatbelt, no work. It seems the more I drive this car, the more the tires kind of smooth out, which makes no sense, but they have been sitting for the past 15 years. Maybe they need to stretch back out, warm back up over time. I don't know. But either way, these tires are getting fried almost immediately, so for I'm at Cars and Coffee, may not. We'll find out. Speaking of Cars and Coffee, we had a fantastic turnout for those of you that actually pay attention to this in Tallahassee this past weekend. Somewhere near 330, 350 cars, which is 100 more than our biggest meet we've done. We raised a lot of money for Kevin, Donate Life. For those of you that don't know, his liver recently failed. I want to say, I'm going to sound like an asshole saying that because I'm not 100% sure, but we did raise him a substantial chunk of change from the event. Thank you to everybody who donated, and also thank you for those of you that continuously come out to the event. We very, very much so appreciate your dedicated support, and we look forward to seeing you next month and hopefully at our next event. The answer to all problems is, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on? So let's see if that'll work. Still beeping. Wow, that ignition is super loose. There's the problem. It's the ignition. I don't know why, but turn it back on. Or not. I don't know. You're gonna deal with it for now. Get old. I sure wish my Mustang would do that. Unfortunately, it's a one-tire fryer for now. Also, as an update, Marcel the Mustang, or my 68, is going to be going out of commission for quite some time here in a little while because I'm going to be putting a 5-speed in it, a T5 from a 1986 Fox Body Mustang. I'm having it built right now. I should have it back in the next week or so. And also, with that being said, I'm going to go down to one of our local junkyards, probably Ability Salvage, if I can get it, Anne-Marie, to find me a late 90s Ford Exploder rear end, preferably with 373 gears. And with that being said, I also got to take off most of the front end and replace the cowl on it, which is going to suck, but it's got to be done, so might as well get it done while it's going out of commission for now. That's the wrong gear. Rough railroad. I need a better camera mount. Bad. And let's choose this location here. Maybe I'll go stop by and see my stepbrother and his friends up at the gas station here in just a minute. Just for the giggly shits. First gear. We're not going to drift this corner because I'm good people. And there's people in that yard and I don't want them calling the police or whatever.
A few moments later.
Quick update on the 240. I know it's dark, but I was on my way to work. I drove it earlier today. It drove just fine. But I was on my way to work and it shut down going down the road, and I have no idea what's going on. Won't crank, won't do anything like that. I have help en route, but this sucks. Gonna have to get it towed back to the house soon. Dang it.
Hey everybody, look, it's still a dirty engine bay, and we got issues. So Garrett got to driving it around, which is good news. Like, literally drove it around for 45 minutes, and even though it's on shit tires and everything, he says it runs fantastical. And then our alternator, we think, died, and since this is our first crack at a single cam KA, we're just now finding out. I knew from the twin cams that the alternator was a pain because it's underneath the intake, and I believe it's part of the tensioner system, and it's underneath all that good stuff. So that's all got to come off. And while Garrett was sitting on the side of the road last night, trying to figure out if the alternator was the problem, he smelled a... Oops, sorry, Dylan. Dylon. He smelled a funny smell. And what do you suspect that smell was?
This thing here. Ignition.
Yeah, so it's not supposed to do that. So when your ignition smells funny, there's a solid chance there's something wrong with it.
Probably shorted out and going bad.
Probably should not be smelling things before seeing them. Yeah, so anyway, he didn't die, but the car did. So just, you know, one other problem you come across when you pick up a car that's literally not moved in 15 years. So the fact that it even runs good makes me happy. As you can see, we've got the nitrous disconnected because we don't really plan on running that at the moment anyway. And one of the bigger issues was whichever dipshit originally installed this, hope it wasn't you, Marcus, they put the nitrous nozzle, they drilled it into the throttle body, and they put it too close to the butterfly. So when the butterfly opened, it hit the actual nipple for the jet, and it would only partially open, giving us, like, I don't know, maybe 35-40% airflow. It didn't open all the way up. So it is disconnected, and we're going to pull all this out, and eventually this engine bay will be relatively pretty. Dylon's going to help. But currently, our battery is dead, our alternator is dead, and our ignition is dead. But we got this sweet-ass password JDM neochrome oil cap and the D1 thermobaric, I forget what it's called, but anyway, it's cool. Yeah, so we're working on that.
Now, for my next trick, I've got to figure out how to remove these plugs. Look at all that oil I spilled. I'm disgusting.
The plug should come off relatively simply.
Yeah, I got one that I gotta get with a fucking ratchet, and the other probably gonna have to get with a ratchet because it's got a big rubber fucking condom on it.
It really does sound like you're trying to take a really hard shit right now. It sounds like a 7:30 morning struggle.
That sounded like the relief.
It's not what it sounds like when I get relief.
Ow, my fucking hand.
Yeah, that's normally what it sounds like.
Gross in my mouth.
Yeah. Fuck that fucking cheese. Graceful as a honey.
Oh shit.
That was a lot like that fucking weird ring chick crawling out of the television. That was some... Ugh, how'd your body do that? Oh, I'm sure Corey's gonna love the fucking extra sand and shit.
He'll be alright.
Oh my god, it's so rowdy. No wonder it's fucking cooked. Look how much oil is on that thing. Alright, or power steering fluid or something.
Oil.
Alright.
It's right under the oil filter.
Okay, so clearly we've got some sort of issue. I mean, aside from that gross thing, we've got some sort of oil leakage. Wow!
It's not oil leakage, it's literally just right under the oil filter. You can't do this without, you can't change the oil filter without
All dick shot.
getting it on this. Alright, we figured out what the problems are. We're going to work on this at a later time, hopefully, because it's starting to rain and that sucks. We also snatched off the air intake, that thing there, and we're going to clean it up, make it look pretty, probably change out those rubber boot looking things to some form of matching blue color. And yeah, what was wrong is the, I don't know if this is the right word for it, but the ignition switch wiring harness thing. I don't know what it is. Yeah, that. That has a short in it. You can tell. You can just move it around, and sometimes it'll start. And whenever you put it in the right position, it'll start it. And then we also need a new alternator because it is also toast. Anyways, we'll get back to you on that. Have a good one.